messiest thing that they could do, which is funny too.
So we're going to ask the question everybody watching the show is currently asking. Why are you coming on the show? Why New Heights? What are you doing? You have so many better things to do with your time.
This podcast has done a lot for me. I owe a lot to this podcast. This podcast got me a boyfriend ever since Travis decided to use it as his personal dating app about 2 years ago. So
worked pretty good.
Yeah. Hey.
Were his friendship bracelets that good? Did you give the friendship bracelets or was that just on the podcast? Like,
I've never seen
Yeah,
the original.
they didn't leave the stadium because I was butthurt, Jason.
He threw a tantrum. He threw a man tantrum.
Get these out of here.
It's so funny. It's
my
like
plan is ruined.
She loves me. She loves me not. She loves me. She loves me not.
This is so
she
wild.
Hates me.
Like, it was such a wild romantic gesture to just be like, I want to date you. Like I don't know. It was at first when I looked at it, I was
Sweetie,
like, this dude is.
That's what it does when you're on the stage and you perform in Arrowhead. That's what it did.
This dude didn't get a meet and greet. He's making it everyone's problem. That's what I thought at first. And then I was
come to Arrowhead, I get to meet you. That's the perk of playing for the Chiefs.
You realize he didn't even reach out to our management. I was like, when this podcast came out, I was like, did he ever reach out to be like in the tents or did we know he was in the building? He came with Pat. And he thought that because he knows the elevator lady that he could talk to her about just getting down to my dressing room. That's how it works.
You just go.
And I got denied.
That's how it works in 1973.
When the elevator wasn't invented.
But he really just was like, I know a guy, I can figure this out. But I actually, when I thought about it, I was like, actually, we live in a day and age where like, I'm not an online person at all. I'm not like on social media like that. And like, I'm genuinely terrified to open my DMs.
Smart.
It's about, there's smoke coming out of my DMs. Like, I don't want to go near that. I don't know what's
If you want somebody to go through it, I'll go through it just because I'll laugh my ass off.
It's like if you have like 20 million unread DMs, you're just like,
entertained?
So this kind of felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox, just being like, I want to date you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a date with me? I made you a friendship bracelet. Do you want to date me?
Just come outside and meet me. Just meet me once. Just give me a chance.
So I was like, if this guy isn't crazy, which is a big if, this is sort of what I've been writing songs about wanting to happen to me since I was a teenager.
Yeah. And I was sitting there at the Eras Tour listening to every single one of those songs like I know what she wants me to do. Yeah.
I feel that. That's
exactly what she wants me to do.
She's like, this is just her wish list of like,
meet me, please. Now I'm butthurt.
Yeah. I'm upset that you didn't meet me, even though you didn't know I wanted to meet you because I didn't do any proper logistical planning.
Who plans
Typical
nowadays?
Kelce. Typical Kelce.
It was wild. It was wild, but it worked. I'm glad it worked. I'm just circling back to New Heights to say thank you for this. Yes. Look at this.
I'm the luckiest man in the world.
So yeah,
and thank you to New Heights, all the editing. Jake, thank you for putting that on social media and letting it do its course.
Hold on, before we move on, how did you know he wasn't crazy? Because that's the other side of that, right? Like a guy goes up there and professes his love for you. It's crazy, either Jason? One, it's like this could be the most romantic thing in the world. It can also be like
crazy about somebody.
He is crazy, Jason.
I mean, but there's a right crazy.
Yeah, he's the good kind of crazy. And I knew that he wasn't crazy the first couple of times that we talked. I was just like, he's truly getting to know me in a way that's very natural, very pure, very normal. Like also like just the way that he could make me laugh so immediately. About normal things. Travis is like, he's just a vibe booster in everyone's life that he's in. He's like a human exclamation point. Like, he's like, when you take a picture on your phone and you put you push the enhance color button, that's like what you do to everyone's life.
When I text, I'm always exclamations.
I use so many more exclamation points now, but I think it was just like, you're so non-judgmental about people. And you were not judgmental about the fact that I knew nothing about the world you were in.
It was the best.
You were nice. You were so nice.
I got a clean slate.
You were like, thank you.
Get a clean slate.
She doesn't know any of my bad stuff.
Are you kidding me?
Jason, on our first date, I legitimately asked him what it was like when the Chiefs played the Eagles in the Super Bowl and he looked across the field, across the line of scrimmage and saw his brother standing on the other, like 5 feet in front of him on the field.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Didn't happen.
He was, and he didn't even look at me. Like, I now know what an insane question that was. He was like, actually, I'm on the offense. And my brother's on the offense, and I'm only on the field at the same time as defense. I thought everyone was out there at the same time. I thought that the quarterbacks.
I mean, that's how you played it on the playground growing up. So I understand if you hadn't
No, you
really
don't understand. I thought it was
fair.
like Jared Goff is here and Josh Allen's here, and they're gonna be like, they blow a whistle and then they go at each other and they're like, and it's like, who's gonna win?
That's actually.
I would love to see Jared Goff play some defense. Let's see Jared Goff on defense.
I've got some ideas. I've got some thoughts. Yeah. I didn't know what a first down was. I didn't know what the chains were. I didn't know what a tight end was.
I am forever thankful for you diving into the football world wholeheartedly.
Oh my God. I fell in love with it. I became obsessed with it. I became like a person who was running through the halls of my house screaming, "We drafted Xavier Worthy." And my friends are like, who body snatched you? What do you mean we drafted Xavier Worthy?
I forget where I was, but you were the first person to tell me that we drafted the fastest man in the draft.
No, I was screeching. I couldn't believe it. I was freaking out. We're talking about like,
I'm like, wait, is she right? I had to look this up. I'm like, did she get the wrong information here? But yeah, we traded up.
We're talking about cover 2, cover 4, cover 0, man cover. We're talking. We're learning. I continue to learn.
Maybe somebody else that even knows what those coverages are.
Yeah, I'm not ready to be an analyst right now. Give me 16 months.
You're going to pick up on it. I'm telling you, you would ask some of the best questions when we were up in the booth, and there's like your desire to learn more, but your genuine excitement around it, as well as like your competitiveness.
She's not fucking around. No, Tay's not fucking around. Oh my
God.
She's not fucking around.
Reclaiming Masters. You want to tee this up, Trev?
Let's tee it up. One of my favorite things this summer was Taylor reclaiming her Masters. Her recording of her first 6 albums finally became hers.
Yep.
And you haven't really talked about it. You made that beautiful post on all your social channels, thanking everyone that made it happen and everything. But why don't you tell the 92%ers how it really felt?
Oh, wow. So to catch anyone up who doesn't know about this saga, like, I signed a record deal when I was 15, and I always kind of refer to it as I got my music back this summer, but I never owned my music at all. So traditionally, a lot of record deals are set up in a way that artists don't own what's called their master recordings. Owning your master recordings means that you have complete control and power over distribution, licensing, and essentially the way your legacy is shaped. It's a huge thing. It's always been a huge thing for me. Like, since I was a teenager, I've been actively saving up money to buy my music back and to ever own it in the first place, because it's usually the label that owns it. But I've always wanted this to happen. So it's been sold. My music has been sold a few times. The first time that it was sold, it really ripped my heart out of my chest. And I told everybody exactly how that felt for me and what I was going through. And I started basically defiantly re-recording my music because I wanted to own it. And this was the only way I thought it was ever going to happen. And so
I knew she had a bad kid, and she's just got a little bit of a bad kid.
Yeah.
It's not a bad kid. That's a freaking savvy kid. That's what that is. That's like, hey,
I've been told I've been defiant a lot of times.
Well, you are defiant. So. You're very defiant.
It's like I
insubordinate, Travis.
Insubordinate. Yeah, it's. I think for me, that was the closest I ever thought I would get to owning my music, and so re-recording my music, it was so exciting to get to have that opportunity. But there was still I thought about not owning my music every day. It was something that I never was. It's like an intrusive thought that I had every day. And so we do the Eras tour. After the Eras tour, I had a meeting with my team, and we decided this might be a good time to approach the current owners of it. The owners of it was a private equity firm called Shamrock Capital. I knew them to be above board people. They had been very friendly to us. What I was looking to do, though, was I wanted to buy my music outright. I don't want to be in a partnership. I don't want to own 30% of it. I want to own all of it.
Yeah. And you deserve that.
But it was a long shot to think that they would do that they would sell that asset to me.
It's a big asset.
It's a huge decision for them to make, to sell that to anyone, including me. I decided that rather than this be like a business conversation, I'm in the business of human emotion. I would so much rather lead heart first in something like this, because for me, this is not, I want to own this asset because of its returns, because of its, because of the dividends that I will receive over the years. I want it because this is my handwritten diary entries from my whole life. These are the songs I wrote about every phase of my life. This is my photography, my music videos, most of which I funded. My artwork, everything that I've ever done is in this catalog. And so rather than send lawyers or management like in a big crew, I sent my mom and my brother, who I work with, to LA, and they sat down and they this happened. I don't ever really talk about it because it's they sat down with Shamrock Capital, and they told them what this meant for me. They told them the whole story of all the times we've tried to buy it, all the times it's fallen through, all the times we had gotten plans together and figured out something we thought was going to work and it didn't at the last minute. And so my mom calls me afterwards. She's like, look, they were wonderful. They heard us out. We have no idea which way they're going to go with this. And so I was like, I get it. I haven't gotten my hopes up about this in a decade. And so it was a couple months after the Super Bowl. We're in Kansas City. And I get a call from my mom, and she's like, you got your music. Yeah. And so sorry that it's literally been so long since this happened. It's every time I talk about it. She was like, you got your music. And I just very dramatically hit the floor, for real. Honestly, just started
been a long time coming.
Bawling my eyes out. And I'm just just weeping and kind of unable. I was just really? What do you mean? What do you mean? And I'm like, get yourself together, get your shit together. Just go tell Travis in a normal way.
Yeah. And
I knock on the door. He's playing video games. And I'm trying to say it in a normal way. And I'm just like, Travis!
Oh no. What just happened? And
he's he puts his headset down. He's like, guys, gotta go. And I think you thought something was wrong. And you come up and I'm just like, I got all my music back. And then just start absolutely heaving.
Just dead weight. Lose
Dropped,
all control.
Had no power in my legs to support myself. And this changed my life. I can't believe it still. Every time I think about it, it's I have to tell the short version to everyone, because it is still this will affect the rest of my life. I think about this every day now, but instead of it being an intrusive thought that hurts me, it's, I can't believe this happened. How lucky am I? How grateful am I? I'm so grateful to the artists that helped me with my re-records, because when I did my re-records, I started doing those in 2021. Mm-hmm. And a lot of most of the industry trades were this is a bad idea. This is her sort of derailing her career in a way. Nobody's interested in you doing the same album twice. Fans are not going to be engaged with this. This is not going to go well for her.
Somebody knew though.
And it was I still was able to reach out to friends of mine, like Phoebe Bridgers, Keith Urban, Maren Morris, Chris Stapleton, Haley Williams from Paramore, Fall Out Boy, all these absolutely incredible artists that shape who I am as an artist. Yeah. And they agreed to be a part of the re-records. And I one of the only people I told before this happened was I called Phoebe Bridgers, and I was just and she's like, did you just say what I think you said? I was like, and so this has just been I'm so grateful for it. It's, it's just unbelievable. And I was so happy you were there when that happened.
I mean, I was,
because I could not stand.
Yeah. I mean, I started crying too. You know, I'm a
You
crier.
were weeping.
I was just so happy for you because
It's
I've seen how you make music. I've seen how you make these videos. I've seen the effort and the focus and the strategy behind what just one album in Torture Poets Department and in Fortnite. And I was blown away that you had been doing this your entire life. And for, you know, your first 6 albums, you weren't given the rights to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I know what that looked like. And I know how much it burns you that you didn't have that and you didn't have your creation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think doing it the right way, creating the fan base that you did the right way, and leading your life in a direction that you were eventually going to get it back somehow, some way, because of you always doing things with the right intentions. So
thanks.
So how does music ownership, this is so crazy to me. So you wrote these songs, you sang these songs, you put everything into them. And don't get me wrong, there's publishing companies, people that support artists out there, but how does ownership of music even work? Like when you recorded these songs when you were 16, right? Is that like the singer
you dumb
gets
it
a
down
portion?
to us 93%?
Yeah.
The singer gets a certain portion. The artist gets or the songwriter gets a certain portion, and then the publishing company gets a certain portion.
Okay, so that's a great question, and there's 2 main categories that we're talking about here.
Just asked. Go ahead.
So master recordings is the actual recording.
Yes,
it's the actual vocal, band, production, mixing, mastering, that actual thing.
Yes.
Mine also included my album artwork, my music videos, everything that went along with any era of music that I had done for my first 6 albums.
Got it.
Every era.
So then there's another category, which is publishing.
Yes.
I own my publishing, which is why, you know, I have control over, you know, if my song is used in a film, I wanted them to use Taylor's version instead of the original version, the songwriter, can decide that.
Got it. Okay.
You know, and so it's like,
Noted.
I've always been very lucky because my publishing was protected. A lot of artists have their publishing sold away from them, or they sell their publishing, and and a lot of artists, it may not be important to them. It was always important for me. The publishing aspect of it has always been something I've had firmly in place, which is great because my songwriting is the core of why I do this, why I love it so much, and what I think has made anything happen in my career at all.
Greatest songwriter of all time.
That's very nice of you to say that. It's like, says her boyfriend.
Says a lot of people.
Basically, then you have the master recordings side of things. Now, this is a discussion that was not really brought up amongst the artist communities, especially not with fans. This was all kind of industry centric and kind of boring contract stuff that like fans were not speaking about.
Sure.
And so one thing that I think is really great that has come about because of this is that I have so many new artists come up to me now and say, hey, I didn't even know this was a thing. Yeah. And when I went to go and negotiate for my record deal, I negotiated to have my masters revert back to me after a certain amount of years, or that I own them outright. And it's not for everyone. Not everyone cares about this. Artist to artist, artists have different priorities. Some artists sell off all their masters because everyone's allowed to have their own priorities. What I wanted, though, is that if I were to put the information out about what I went through, at least it gets artists talking about this to decide whether this is a priority for them. Because you can't know if it's a priority for you unless you know what has come before you and what has happened. And so the master recordings thing, that's your actual ownership of your recordings. To put it in perspective, if I never would have been able to buy back my music, one day someone else would be leaving all of my music from my first 6 albums to their kids in their will.
Right. Yeah.
And you think about it like that, it's like, I thought of it, I made it, I recorded it, I paid for most of those music videos. You know, I wanted an opportunity to buy that back. And that was important to me.
You feel like they're yours. They should be yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think it was easier for you to do, one, because just you talking about this, you're so aware of the business side of this and the legal like you're more aware than I think probably most artists are. But
Smartest
being
woman in the world.
It's crazy. Being a songwriter,
Says her boyfriend.
Smartest woman in the world.
You being the songwriter, being the singer, owning the publishing rights, being able to re-record songs, that gave you leverage and able to make this move, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was it. And also, in my contract, they didn't put a clause in that said I couldn't re-record because nobody was doing it and nobody thought that was a good idea.
Right.
So, and also like, who would be that stubborn? Like who would be that petty?
This badass kid over here.
They would record every single thing
It's so badass,
over and over again.
What was your favorite one?
Not just that. Hold on, Bill. But not just that. Who has a fan base that's going to listen to the same album twice in a row?
It's a good point, Jason. It's a good point.
Honestly, and this is where they missed it. You had
you make
this
a third
diehard
1989, I'll
community
listen
that
to
you
that
had already
one too.
built.
That's the thing is the
You
fans
sold a story with the second time you released this album, right? And the fans got behind that narrative, and they're like, "Screw the first album. We're rolling with the re-recorded album because we're supporting the artist."
They were like, "We ride at dawn," like,
That's right.
and it was amazing because they're the reason why the re-records worked out. Yeah. They're the reason I was able to purchase my music back because they came to the Eras tour, and basically they're the reason why any of this worked out. And I also want to note that like the other people who are like, we ride at dawn, my live band, they played on all the re-records. It's like, you want to know why they sound so perfect on the Eras tour. They played on all those records. Mm-hmm. Like they're session musicians too. And that's how good they are. And I'm so impressed just by their ability and their dexterity as musicians to be able to do that so convincingly, because there are actually there's the Taylor's versions one. I kind of prefer a lot of that stuff. I think it sounds incredible, but I'm happy to have all of it.
So that leads me to the next question, Tay. Now that you own all of it, you have the re-recordings, you have the original recordings. What should we listen to? Like, what do I roll with? Does it matter?
Choice.
You're just like whatever you guys want. Like,
yeah, it's really whatever you guys want because I love both of them. I would not have put out the re-records if I didn't think that they held up or were better. I think a lot of the vocals I did on the re-records are better than the originals.
Ooh.
Okay,
but it's like if you found a nostalgia in the originals and that was what you were listening to when you were 12 years old, bopping around in your bedroom, go crazy.
Yeah.
We got them all.
I'm going to start doing comparisons. That's what I got to do. I just got to start doing comparisons.
Yeah.
You're going to listen to every beat.
Yeah.
You're certainly, it's not mandatory, Jason.
I mean, it sounds like a good time.
I'll say this. There's a few good playlists out there that have a mixture of them all.
You've been streaming?
Yes.
Thank you.
I've been streaming for about 2 years now.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. That's why we got that spike. In the
that's what it was.
35-year-old male demographic.
Right. Yes, that 1.7 billion, that was at least 1 billion of those, for sure.
We have one IP address from one iPhone that continually is listening to this playlist. Did you have a favorite album that you re-recorded that, like, are there different eras that you liked recording more, re-recording?
I really liked them all, but I think Red was very special. There were songs that I called From the Vault songs, and there was one which I think is maybe my favorite song I've ever written called All Too Well, the 10-minute version, where I unearthed. There were originally so many more verses in that song than ended up being on the album that I had put out when I originally put out Red. I made the glorious, fortuitous mistake of saying that to my fans in an interview. Words. You know what those words mean.
I love it.
You're so handsome. So basically, I said that in an interview to my fans, and they just like hung on to it. They were like, where's the 10-minute version? Give us the 10-minute version.
Yeah. And
when it came time to doing Taylor's version and re-recording the album, I went back in, found the verses, restructured the song to the way that it pretty much was when I had originally written it, put them back in. And that song is one of my favorite things I've ever done. And it was when we were on the Eras tour, I'm watching people just like cathartically scream this song to the point where I'm like, do Do you need to go to the hospital? Like, it was so passionate, the fan response to that song.
High above the restless Atlantic, where the wind pulls at the grass and the sun dips early behind gray December clouds, Taylor Swift's Rhode Island retreat glowed like a lantern in the twilight. The date, December 13th, marked not just another winter evening on Watch Hill, but the 36th birthday of a woman whose voice had echoed from radios and concert halls across the world. All week, fans speculated online, their imaginations racing with visions of a star-studded soiree, flashes of paparazzi cameras, and whispers of unreleased music drifting from inside the mansion. But as the day arrived, the famous White House was curiously quiet on the outside. No limousines wound up the long drive, no clusters of bodyguards paced the lawn. Instead, the only thing that hinted at celebration was the gentle, golden flicker of lights behind the windows, revealing a different kind of gathering, one built on presence rather than performance. The living room, usually reserved for grand 4th of July parties and the occasional songwriting session, had been transformed into a nest of warmth and nostalgia. Balloons in gold and silver hovered near the ceiling, their strings brushing the heads of guests as they moved through soft pools of lamplight. Candles lined the mantel, their flames trembling with every gust of wind that slipped through the old window panes. The table, draped in crisp white linen, was set not with crystal and silver, but with familiar plates, laughter, and the hands of those who had known Taylor long before she became the queen of heartbreak anthems and stadium tours. There was no set list for the evening, no stage to command, just the quiet hum of conversation and the shared comfort of home-cooked meals prepared with love. Taylor herself moved among her family with the ease of someone who has learned how to slip off the armor of fame. Her dress, a cascade of warm florals, whispered with every step, the kind of outfit chosen not for the cameras, but for comfort and memory. Her hair, left loose, caught the light and framed a face that for once was not marked by the careful artistry of a makeup team, but by the soft glow of candlelight and happiness. At the center of the room, a birthday cake waited, its surface crowded with flickering candles, each one an emblem of a year lived in the public gaze, yet each wish made tonight was private, spoken into the circle of family and trust. When the moment came to blow out the candles, all eyes turned to her. No flashbulbs, no cheers from a crowd, just the gentle encouragement of those who have seen her at her highest and lowest. Taylor closed her eyes, her lips curved in a smile that held 1,000 unsung lyrics, and with a single breath, the room plunged into darkness before the lights returned, softer and even more golden. The kitchen, often the overlooked heart of any home, buzzed with activity as a woman from Taylor's family moved between cupboards and countertops, assembling plates with the practiced skill of someone who finds joy in feeding those she loves. The aroma of roasting vegetables and baking bread mingled with the salty tang of the sea air sneaking through an open window. It was in these little details, the careful folding of napkins, the clink of glasses, the laughter that erupted when someone dropped a serving spoon, that the true celebration happened. Not on a stage, not under the scrutiny of millions, but in the ordinary magic of togetherness. Travis Kelce, Taylor's fiancé, blended easily into the scene, his attire as relaxed as his manner. He shared stories and jokes, his laughter ringing out, his gaze always returning to Taylor with the quiet pride of someone who knows the cost of her public life. Here, their relationship was stripped of headlines and speculation, revealed as a simple truth, two people savoring the rare luxury of a night to themselves, surrounded by the people who matter most. As the evening faded, music began to play, not the booming anthems of Taylor's tours, but gentle melodies that echoed the hush outside. Someone started a game of cards, another poured tea, and for a while, time seemed to pause. Outside, the world waited, hungry for updates, for a glimpse of glamour or drama. But inside, Taylor Swift's birthday was a lesson in the beauty of the unremarkable, the laughter that shakes a table, the comfort of old stories retold, the peace that comes when you are truly at home. As the last candle burned low and the sea whispered its endless song beyond the glass, Taylor lingered in the afterglow of celebration, her heart full of the kind of joy that needs no audience. In the quiet warmth of her Rhode Island haven, she was not a superstar, but simply a daughter, a sister, a friend, a woman grateful for another year, and for the simple miracle of being loved.